that I just looked at him and I said, well, then file the fucking divorce papers.
Nobody saw this coming. After years of standing by each other through fame, heartbreak, and some of life's toughest battles, Bunnie XO and Jelly Roll are officially getting divorced. But just when fans thought this was another celebrity breakup story, Bunnie dropped a bombshell that left everyone speechless. They're still planning to have a baby together. That's right. While divorce papers are being finalized, the former couple says they're moving forward with their dream of becoming parents. No cheating, no explosive scandal, no public war. So what really happened behind closed doors? Was their relationship quietly falling apart for years? Did a devastating fertility journey push them to the breaking point? And why does Bunnie now admit she never expected Jelly Roll to actually file for divorce? The answers are far more emotional than anyone imagined. And as more details emerge, fans are beginning to realize that this may be one of the most unusual celebrity breakups Hollywood has ever seen. Because what happened next changed everything. For many fans, the announcement felt almost impossible to believe. Bunnie XO and Jelly Roll weren't just another celebrity couple. They had built a reputation for surviving the kind of challenges that would break most relationships. Through career struggles, personal hardships, and Jelly Roll's incredible rise to stardom, the two always appeared inseparable. That's why when news of their divorce surfaced, social media immediately exploded with confusion. People wanted answers. What happened? Who ended it? And was there a secret story hiding behind the headlines? Now Bunnie is finally speaking out. During a candid episode of her podcast, she revealed that the divorce is moving forward much faster than anyone expected. According to her, the legal process was practically wrapped up within just a few weeks. For a couple who spent years building a life together, the speed alone left many fans stunned. But what shocked people even more was her attitude toward the situation. There were no public attacks, no messy accusations, no dramatic social media posts. Instead, Bunnie spoke calmly about the split, making it clear that this wasn't the ugly breakup many people had imagined. In fact, she described Jelly Roll as her best friend and emphasized that they still care deeply about one another. Naturally, that only created more questions, because if there was no betrayal, no scandal, and no obvious reason for the marriage to end, then what could possibly have pushed them to this point? And that's where the story takes a surprising turn. Because according to Bunnie, the biggest shock wasn't the divorce itself, it was what the former couple planned to do after it. Just when fans thought they understood the situation, Bunnie revealed a detail that completely changed the conversation. Despite ending their marriage, she and Jelly Roll are still planning to have a baby together. The announcement left many people stunned. After all, divorce usually means separate lives, separate futures, and moving on. But according to Bunnie, that's not the path they're taking. In fact, she made it clear that their dream of becoming parents remains one of the most important goals they share. And for her, giving up on that dream was never an option. Over the years, Bunnie has openly talked about wanting a child with Jelly Roll. Fans have watched the couple navigate a difficult fertility journey, celebrating hopeful moments and enduring heartbreaking setbacks. So when she revealed that parenthood is still very much part of the plan, many people were left wondering how that could possibly work after a divorce. Bunnie says the answer is simple. Their relationship may be changing, but their commitment to building a family is not. According to her, the future child, already affectionately nicknamed Little Nugget, will be raised by both of them. She described a future where they continue supporting each other as co-parents while maintaining the strong friendship that remains between them. For some fans, the idea sounded inspiring. For others, it sounded almost impossible. Social media quickly filled with reactions from people trying to understand how two people could end a marriage while simultaneously preparing to welcome a child into the world together. Some praised their maturity. Others questioned whether such an unconventional arrangement could truly succeed in the long run. But Bunnie wasn't interested in defending their choices. Instead, she focused on something far more important: the love they already have for the child they hope to bring into their lives. And while the baby plans shocked fans, they also raised another major question. If Bunnie and Jelly Roll were still committed to building a family together, then what exactly caused the marriage itself to fall apart? The answer, according to Bunnie, may be very different from what most people expected. Here's where the story takes an unexpected turn. When news of the divorce first broke, many fans immediately assumed there had to be a hidden scandal. In today's celebrity world, Breakups are often followed by cheating rumors, explosive accusations, or shocking secrets coming to light. And because Bunnie and Jelly Roll had always appeared so close, people naturally started searching for answers. But according to Bunnie, those theories couldn't be further from the truth. She directly addressed the speculation and made one thing crystal clear: nobody cheated, no secret affair, no betrayal, no dramatic third party coming between them. Instead, Bunnie offered an explanation that left many fans both surprised and confused. She said that she and Jelly Roll had simply served their purpose in each other's lives. It's a statement that sounds simple on the surface, but the more people heard it, the more questions it created. What does that even mean? For Bunnie, it appears to mean that the relationship helped both of them become who they needed to be. Together, they survived some of life's darkest moments. They supported each other through personal struggles, career challenges, and massive life changes. Especially as Jelly Roll's career exploded, their lives transformed in ways neither could have imagined years earlier. But sometimes growth creates unexpected distance. While Bunnie didn't go into every detail, she suggested that the people they are today may be very different from the people who first fell in love. And rather than turning that reality into a battle, they chose to acknowledge it. What's perhaps most remarkable is how she still talks about Jelly Roll. Even while discussing the divorce, she repeatedly referred to him as her best friend. There was no bitterness in her voice, no obvious anger. Instead, there seemed to be genuine respect for the role he played in her life and the role he will continue to play moving forward. Of course, that doesn't mean everything was perfect behind the scenes. In fact, as Bunnie continued opening up, she revealed that one of the biggest challenges they ever faced may have affected their relationship far more than fans realized at the time. Because hidden behind the smiles and public appearances was a painful struggle that would test both of them in ways they never expected. And according to Bunnie, the emotional scars from that journey may still be impacting them today. What many fans didn't realize is that behind the success, the red carpets, and the public displays of love, Bunnie and Jelly Roll had been fighting a heartbreaking battle for years, a battle that very few couples ever fully recover from. Long before the divorce became public, the couple was deeply invested in building a family together. It wasn't just a dream they talked about occasionally. It became a mission, a goal they poured their hearts, time, and energy into. But the journey was far more painful than anyone on the outside could see. According to Bunnie, they suffered the loss of 4 embryos during their fertility journey. 4 separate moments of hope, followed by devastating disappointment. And with every setback came another wave of emotional pain. Looking back on that period, Bunnie didn't hold back. She admitted the experience completely wrecked her emotionally, spiritually, and physically. The endless appointments, the waiting, the uncertainty, the fear of getting excited, only to have that excitement shattered again. It became a cycle that slowly took its toll. And she wasn't going through it alone. Both she and Jelly Roll were reportedly taking hormones and making major sacrifices in hopes of finally becoming parents. While fans saw them smiling in public, there was another reality unfolding behind closed doors, one filled with stress, exhaustion, and heartbreak. Then came one of the most revealing comments Bunnie has made since announcing the divorce. She suggested that she and Jelly Roll may have become trauma-bonded through the experience. That statement immediately caught people's attention. For years, fans viewed their relationship as nearly unbreakable because of everything they had survived together. But Bunnie's comment raised a difficult question. Were they staying together because of love alone, or had years of shared pain created a bond that was much more complicated? Only they truly know the answer. What is clear, however, is that the fertility struggle became one of the defining chapters of their relationship. Every failed attempt carried emotional weight. Every setback forced them to keep pushing forward despite feeling exhausted. Yet even after all of that heartbreak, neither of them gave up on the dream. In fact, earlier this year, it looked like they were finally approaching a breakthrough. Bunnie revealed that they had found a surrogate and were preparing to take the next major step toward welcoming a child into their lives. For a moment, it seemed like the years of struggle might finally be paying off. But then something happened that changed the course of their relationship forever. And it all started with a single argument on Mother's Day. Just when it seemed like Bunnie and Jelly Roll were finally getting closer to achieving their dream of becoming parents, everything suddenly unraveled. And according to Bunnie, it all began with one emotional argument. The fight reportedly happened on Mother's Day, a day that was already loaded with emotion because of everything the couple had been through during their fertility journey. Years of setbacks, heartbreak, and frustration had been building beneath the surface, and eventually those feelings reached a breaking point. What started as an argument quickly became something much bigger. In the heat of the moment, Bunnie said something she would later regret. Frustrated, emotional, and overwhelmed, she told Jelly Roll to go ahead and file the divorce papers. At the time, she likely never imagined those words would actually become reality. Many couples say things they don't truly mean during arguments. Emotions take over. Harsh words are exchanged. Then, after cooling off, both people come back together and work through it. But this time was different. According to Bunnie, after the argument she packed a bag and left. What followed wasn't a dramatic public showdown. It was something much quieter, and perhaps even more painful. Silence. Days turned into weeks without meaningful communication between them. The distance continued growing. The hurt remained unresolved. And while Bunnie may have expected the situation to eventually calm down, Jelly Roll was processing everything differently. Then came the moment that changed everything. Instead of treating her words as a temporary expression of anger, Jelly Roll reportedly did exactly what she told him to do. He filed for divorce. For Bunnie, the reality of that decision hit hard. The argument that was supposed to be a release of frustration had suddenly become a turning point in their marriage. What had once felt like another rough patch now appeared to be the beginning of the end. But the story doesn't end there. Because once the divorce papers were filed, Bunnie found herself facing an even more difficult truth, one that left her questioning whether the split was really what she wanted at all. As painful as the Mother's Day argument was, Bunnie says the hardest part came afterward. Because once the divorce process officially began, she realized that what happened wasn't exactly what she had envisioned. In one of the most emotional moments of her podcast discussion, Bunnie addressed the question that many fans were already asking. Was she blindsided? Her answer surprised a lot of people. While she acknowledged that she had told Jelly Roll to file for divorce during their argument, she also admitted that those words came from a place of anger and frustration. Deep down, she didn't believe the marriage was beyond saving. She thought they would eventually cool off, come back together, and start working through their issues. But that's not how things unfolded. According to Bunnie, she still believed there was another option on the table: therapy. She has openly shared that she wanted the two of them to sit down, have difficult conversations, and try to figure things out together. After everything they had survived over the years, she felt their relationship deserved that chance. However, it appears Jelly Roll saw things differently. While Bunnie hasn't revealed every private detail of those conversations, she suggested that he was no longer interested in continuing down that path, and as the reality of the divorce became impossible to ignore, she was forced to confront something she hadn't fully accepted before. This marriage was truly ending. Yet something remarkable happened during that difficult process. Instead of allowing resentment to take over, both of them began having the honest conversations they may have avoided for years. The anger slowly faded, the confusion became clearer, and little by little, they started building a new understanding of what their relationship could look like moving forward. Bunnie eventually came to a surprising conclusion. As painful as the divorce was, she believes it forced both of them to confront realities they had been avoiding. In her view, the situation became a wake-up call, one that pushed them into conversations that might never have happened otherwise. And that's when the story took another unexpected turn. Because rather than becoming enemies after the divorce, Bunnie and Jelly Roll began designing a future that looked unlike anything most people have ever seen. Just when fans thought the story couldn't get any more unusual, Bunnie revealed what life after the divorce will actually look like. And it's nothing like a traditional celebrity breakup. Most divorces end with separate homes, separate routines, and two people moving in completely different directions. But according to Bunnie, that's not the future she and Jelly Roll are planning. Instead, they're creating something entirely different. One of the biggest revelations involves their future child. Despite ending their marriage, both remain committed to becoming parents together. Bunnie made it clear that neither of them wants to walk away from the dream they've spent years fighting for. As part of their plans moving forward, Bunnie revealed that she will be living on their family compound alongside their future child. Rather than building separate worlds, the former couple intends to stay closely connected while raising little Nugget together. For many people, the arrangement sounds almost impossible. Can two people end a marriage yet successfully build a family? Can best friends remain that close after such an emotional separation? Fans online are already divided. Some are praising the pair for putting their future child first and refusing to let bitterness destroy the relationship they've built over the years. Others believe the situation could become complicated as both eventually move into new chapters of their lives. But Bunnie seems surprisingly optimistic. Throughout her recent comments, one thing stood out above everything else: her excitement about becoming a mother. Even after years of fertility struggles, heartbreak, and now divorce, she refuses to let go of that dream. And according to her, Jelly Roll shares that same vision. Despite everything that's happened between them, they appear united on one major goal: creating a loving environment for the child they've worked so hard to bring into the world. So, what's next for Bunnie XO and Jelly Roll? Right now, that's the question millions of fans are asking. After years of marriage, countless highs and lows, and a fertility journey filled with both hope and heartbreak, the couple is stepping into completely uncharted territory. Their romantic relationship may be ending, but according to both of them, their story is far from over. Instead of fighting over the past, they appear focused on building a future centered around friendship, healing, and the child they've dreamed about for years. Of course, nobody knows what the future holds. Life has a way of changing plans when we least expect it. New relationships may emerge, priorities may shift, challenges may arise that neither of them can see coming today. But for now, Bunnie and Jelly Roll seem determined to prove that the end of a marriage doesn't automatically mean the end of a family. And perhaps that's why this story has captured so much attention. Because beneath the headlines, the divorce papers, and the endless online speculation, this isn't really a story about two people falling apart. It's a story about two people trying to figure out what comes next after one chapter closes. Whether their unconventional plan becomes a success story or a lesson learned remains to be seen. But one thing is certain: fans will be watching every step of the journey. What do you think? Can a divorced couple successfully raise a child together while remaining best friends? Or do you think this arrangement is destined to face major challenges down the road? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest celebrity news and Hollywood updates.